Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Magic News with Magic Ridge. I'm your host, Ridge. Nice to meet you. And today, before I get into the Strixhaven Borderless Japanese spoilers, I want to let you guys know that I have a current giveaway going on right now. It does not end until April 13th, at 12 midnight Eastern Time. So, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, Magic Ridge, and 72-something% of you guys are not subscribed. So all you gotta do is subscribe to Magic Ridge, and then I'm gonna leave a link in the description below to the video that has the giveaway. All you have to do is thumbs up, subscribe like I mentioned before, and leave a comment. Comment could be anything, your favorite Magic card, whatever you want to put there. And there's only gonna be one entry per account entered. So yeah, free booster packs delivered directly to your door anywhere in the world. I don't care where you live, anywhere in the world, I will deliver them for you guys. I want to give back to the community. And we're talking good booster packs. We're talking about Time Spiral Remastered. Pretty expensive booster packs from the newest set. We're talking mystery boosters. Everybody seems to love those. They got some pretty heavy hitters. And I've got a Modern Horizons booster pack since Modern Horizons 2 is coming out. So yeah, like I said, there's going to be 3 winners too. So don't be discouraged. There's 3 chances to win. There's not just one winner. I think only 30 people are entered right now. So pretty decent odds. So yeah, check out the description below and enter yourself to win some free booster packs. Yeah, and let's get on with the video. We are going to go over all of the Mystical Archive cards that are printed in the full art or borderless Japanese. So we're going to go over the artworks. We're going to look at the artworks. We're going to look over what the cards do. We're not going to take a long look at them, but we're going to take a quick look at them. So, yeah. So, here we go. So, for the first one we've got Day of Judgment. Now, I'm pretty into the artwork. I like the hands. I mean, it's pretty cool. Destroy all creatures. Very, very easy card to remember. This might actually take a little longer because I'm going to zoom in here with my other phone to check out things here. So next up we have Defiant Strike. So target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Draw a card. Look at all those tentacles. Very, very cool. Very cool. Next up, and sorry if I hit the card, and we'll see. I might not say what every one of these do on account of what's going to happen to, like, if my phone lags or something. So next up, we have Tithes Gambit. So exile target artifact, creature, or enchantment an opponent controls for 2 white. That player may put a permanent card from their hand onto the battlefield. I'm not a huge fan of this, but I might give it a shot one of these days. Artwork, very cool. Dragon. So, I was going to make one long spoiler video, but oh my goodness. There's, 63 Mystical Archive cards, and they're spoiling all of the artworks for them, plus the regular spoilers. So yeah, I'm just going to go over them now. So, next up, we have Ephemerate. So, this one is exile target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control, and it also has Rebound. I haven't been over Rebound in a while, so if you cast this spell from your hand, exile it as it resolves. At the beginning of your next upkeep, you may cast this card from exile without paying its mana cost. Very cool, Ephemerate. And forgive me, like I said, I counted them. There's over 50 of these today to go over, so... But I think it's very important to go over all the cards for the younger generation, for other people. It's just a fun thing to do. So next up we have Gift of Estates. So if an opponent controls more lands than you, search your library for up to 3 Plains cards, reveal them, and put them in your hand. Then shuffle your library. This one is more of a Chinese or a Japanese girl. I forget what they call those women. Unlike the more African-looking one, which I really love the artwork on. Next up, we have God's Willing. So, target creature you control gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn. It can't be blocked, targeted, dealt damage, enchanted, or equipped by anything of that color. So, God's Willing, very cool. You got like a samurai guy with a floating sword or something. Very nice, very nice. Alright, moving on, moving on. I believe this one's going to be Mana Tithe, if it'll load. Like I said, some of these things might not load, then I'm going to have to kind of guess and just go over it. So anyway, let's go over it. So Mana Tithe, I believe it is counter target spell, unless they pay 0 mana. Or 1. I think they have to pay 1. Sorry. Like I said, we're having a little issue loading the things. I was going to try to talk about what the cards do since they're in Japanese. Anyway, next up we have Revitalize. You gain 3 life, draw a card. Again, the artwork is nice. Very, very nice. I like it a lot. Next up we have Teferi's Protection. Heck, I would own one of these. I need a Teferi's Protection. We're not gonna front there. I don't know if I'm gonna order 1 or 2 of these boxes. And I've heard people talk about they don't think these Japanese full arts are gonna be in the American English boxes, but I hate to break it to you, I'm pretty sure they're gonna be in there. It's not Japanese only. At least I'm pretty sure about it. The Mystical Archives come in like 3 different variants. The Japanese Borderless is one of those variants. That's just how it is. And cool. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. A lot of them are very cool. You can't read them unless you know fluent Japanese, or you can read Japanese, but that's okay. The art's where it's at. So, Teferi's Protection. Until your next turn, your life total can't change, and you gain protection from everything. All permanents you control phase out. While they're phased out, they are treated as though they don't exist. They phase in before you untap during your untap step. Exile Teferi's Protection. I definitely need one of those. Next up, we have Blue Sun Zenith. So target player draws X cards, shuffle Blue Sun Zenith and into its owner's library. Again, I can't say enough about these artworks. They're very nice. Very nice, very nice. I mean, if I was like, oh my god, that one sucks, I would tell you, but it's not the case. Even this Brainstorm kitty thing is lit. So next up we have Brainstorm. Draw 3 cards, then put 2 cards into your hand on top of your library in any order. Sorry, like I said, I'm not zooming in all the way, so I can't always read them. Next up we have Compulsive Research. Target player draws 3 cards, then that player discards 2 cards unless they discard a land card. I was just talking about that the other day. Very cool, very cool. It's nice to see that they think that's a top tier card because they're reprinting it as a Mystical Archives card. Next up we have good old Counterspell, counter target spell. Very nice artwork. Love it, dude. Love it! Oh, man, I'm excited. I love Japanese culture as well. It's very cool. Next up, we have Memory Lapse. So, counter target spell. If that spell is countered this way, put it on top of its owner's library instead of into that player's graveyard. This one I don't like as much, but, I mean, it's a thing. I'm sure there's instances where you'd want to do this, so that's cool. Next up, we have Mind's Desire. So, shuffle your library. Then exile the top card of your library until end of turn. You may play that card without playing its mana cost. If it has an X in its mana cost, X is 0. I kind of like Mind's Desire. Yeah. Need to get me one of those as well. Alright. Keeping this train rolling. Next up, we have Negate. Counter target non-creature spell. Artwork on fleek. You know what I'm saying? Very nice. Very, very nice. Next up, we got Strategic Planning. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. Like, look at that art, dude. Look at that lady. Oh my, look, she got a third eye. I want it. Anything eyes? Me. Give it to me. Maybe one day if I have a Patreon or something, I'll go over what's up with the eye thing. But, yeah, we won't go there today. So next up, we have Tithes Gambit. Draw 2 cards, then proliferate. Choose any number of permanents and/or players, then give each another counter of each kind already there. This one's pretty cool. Not going to say much about the artwork. It's not as amazing as some of the others, but it's still decent. Next up, we have Whirlwind Denial. For each spell and ability your opponent controls, counter it unless its controller pays 4. Very, very nice. Like, the artwork is so busy in some of these, but it works, though. I think that's just how Japanese art sometimes tends to be. Next up, we have Agonizing Remorse. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. If from it or a card from their graveyard. Exile that card, you lose 1 life. Once again, I'm going to look at the artwork here. Like, the artwork's like, to me, it's like a little weird, but then it's like, man, it's freaking nice, man. Look at that gore. The face of the guy's a little off to me, but hey, I like off stuff. So next up, we have Crux of Fate. You can choose one, destroy all dragon creatures or destroy all non-dragon creatures. And you've got a dragon, what looks like it's fighting what? What is it fighting? Is that a fish, a bird? Might be 2 dragons fighting. Yeah, it might be a couple of dragons fighting. They just got weird wings. Alright, next up on the chopping block for Magic Ridge, we have Dark Ritual. One of Magic Ridge's favorite cards. And let me tell you what, I want at least a few copies of this. I want 2 copies of this. Look at this card. So, once again, Dark Ritual, you're going to pay 1 black mana to add 3 black mana to your mana pool. Oh my god, look at this. What is she doing? She's doing some dark black magic. She's surrounded by candles. There's like a demon arm grabbing for one of the candles or something. Lots of smoke and spiritual stuff going on. Yeah, I want one of these, for sure. If not, I'm buying one. Just to have that. So far, that is my favorite card. But next up is another card I really like. So let's see. Doomblade. So destroy target non-black creature. I haven't really looked at the artwork that well. It's just not as nice as the Dark Ritual. But I still like it. And if I pulled one, I would keep it. Because you never know where these cards are going to go. I don't know how hot Magic the Gathering is in Japan, but it's got to be hot enough, right? Next up, we have Eliminate. So destroy target creature or planeswalker with converted mana cost 3 or less. I've never necessarily loved this card, but I mean, it's decent. I would use it. Obviously, I play mainly Commander, Elder Dragon Highlander, so chances are there's going to be at least one problem card that has converted mana cost 3 or less. There's quite a few of them, actually. Next up, we have Inquisition of Kozilek. The artwork is pretty decent on here. It looks like Kozilek himself, the Butcher. Target player reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it with converted mana cost 3 or less. That player discards that card. Nice. These are all pretty cool, right? Next up, we have Sign in Blood. Another one that I would love to get. Target player draws 2 cards, loses 2 life. That kind of looks like that anime character. Gosh, I don't want to say the name for copyright purposes and stuff anyway, and I can't think of it. Oh, Inuyasha. It's that one. Does that not look like the Inuyasha character? Anyway. Next up, we have Tainted Pact. Artwork is pretty fire. Exile a top card of your library. You may put that card into your hand unless it has the same name as another card exiled this way. Repeat this process until you put a card in your hand or you exile 2 cards with the same name, whichever comes first. Nice. Need one of those. Alright. Next up, we have Tendrils of Agony. I wish I could zoom in on the artwork even better. Oh, man, the artwork is on fire here. Man, I almost like this one as much as the other one. Target player loses 2 life, you gain 2 life. It also has Storm. Wow. Man, some of these are awesome. I think this one has an eye, too. Oh, my God, this is pretty close to one of my favorite, too. So we have Village Rites. So I believe this is as an additional cost. Yep, sacrifice a creature. Sacrifice a creature, draw 2 cards. Oh my god, I need one of these. Look at that eye. Oh, it's an evil eye. Look at that skull cup thing. Oh my goodness. Watsy's doing good lately. I have to hand it to him. I'm not going to give him a clap because I got stuff to do here. But, oh my goodness. If I could clap right now, I would. Next up, we have Chaos Warp. The owner of target permanent shuffles it into their library, then reveals the top card of their library. If it's a permanent card, they put it onto the battlefield. I've used this before. Artwork's pretty cool. We're not going to get into it too much because we probably have another 20 cards to go. Next up, we have Claim the Firstborn. Never really heard of this card. Gain control of target creature with converted mana cost 3 or less until end of turn. Untap that creature. It gains haste until end of turn. Oh, wait. Wait. Oh, is this until end of turn? I was like, oh, you keep it forever? Okay, so there's that one. Not bad, not bad. Next up, we've got Faithless Looting. Not the crazy weird one everybody's freaking out and making videos of. I just thought it was an inside joke. I could tell it was like a real person. Like, it looked like it probably wasn't an actual person, but it looked like a person just photoshopped into the artwork. But It's not a big deal. I want one just because it's like an odd card. I'm into odd stuff. So anyway, Faithless Looting. Draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. Also has flashback for 3 mana. Alright. Gonna need a drink here in a Mizzet, yeah, in a minute. Next up, we have Mizzet's Mastery. Exile target card that's an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. For each card exiled this way, copy it, and you may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. Exile Mizzet's Mastery. Overload for 5 mana of any color and red, red, red. So 8 mana. You may cast this spell for its overload cost. If you do, change the text by replacing all instances of target with each. Very nice. The artwork, once again, top notch. Next up, we have Shock. Man, even Shock is nice. Oh, man. So Shock deals 2 damage to any target. Very nice, very nice. After Shock, we have Stone Rain, one of my favorite cards. Destroy target land. The artwork is... I can't really see it too good. But it's cool, nonetheless. Nonetheless, it's cool. Next up, we have Thrill of Possibility. So, as an additional cost to cast this spell, discard a card, draw 2 cards. So, me and my friend were going over red and how bad red is. I'm a big fan of white, which is just above red. But cards like this, it feels like you're doing good. So you're discarding a card to draw 2 cards. You'd think that's value, right? But it's really not, because you're going to discard a card, and this itself is a card. So you're going to lose those 2 cards to gain 2 other cards. So you're not really gaining any value there. So, yeah, that's a thing. Now, if you're trying to get to a specific card, that makes sense. You know, you're going through, you're thinning the deck, stuff like that. That makes sense. Also, if you want to feed the graveyard, that also makes sense. But as a draw card, it's just not. It's not great. Next up, we have Urzas Rage. So it has a kicker of 8 mana and a red, so 9 mana. You may pay an additional 9 mana as you cast this spell. This spell can't be countered. Urzas Rage deals 3 damage to any target. If it was kicked, it deals 10 damage to the permanent or player, and the damage cannot be prevented. That's very cool. Artwork on fire. Next up, we have Abundant Harvest. Choose land or non-land. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a card of the chosen kind. Put that card in your hand and the rest in the bottom of your library in any order. Oh, random order, rather. Very nice, very cute card. I don't know what I mean by cute, but it's not like a crazy, scary card. Next up, we have Adventurous Impulse. Never really heard of this card before. Not that I know of. I don't play a lot of green. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or land card from among them and put that card in your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Very, very cool. Oh man, we're getting down there. Only 400 more cards to go. Just kidding. Next up, we have Channel. So until end of turn, anytime you could activate a mana ability, you may pay 1 life. If you do, add colorless. I don't know why you would need to do that, but the artwork is insane. Next up, after Channel, we've got Cultivate. Good old Cultivate. The artwork isn't as good in my opinion. Once again, artwork and things are subject to my opinion. They're just my opinion. You know what I mean? I don't speak for the community. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards. Reveal those cards. Put 1 onto the battlefield, tap, and the other in your hand. Shuffle your library. Very nice. Next up, we have Harmonize. So it doesn't even say what Harmonize does in here. I thought that's the one where you drew 3 cards. But I don't know. So sorry for that one. It doesn't have any text on it. Next up, we have Frozen Grip. Split second. As long as this spell is on the stack, players can't cast spells or activate abilities that aren't mana abilities. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Sorry, I was getting a call there. I thought about putting this on airplane mode, but yeah. Nonetheless, we're going to keep going. Next up, we have Natural Order. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a green creature. Search your library for a green creature card, put it on the battlefield, shuffle your library. I'm assuming that's a very, very nice. For certain green cards, you get rid of one of your mana dorks and you pop a slob onto the battlefield. Next up, we have Primal Command. You can choose two. Target player gains 7 life. Put target non-creature permanent on top of its owner's library. Target player shuffles their graveyard into their library. Search your library for a creature card. Reveal it. Put it in your hand. Then shuffle your library. Artwork is pretty good as well. Alright, looks like we are on the last 8 or so cards. Next up, we have Regrowth. Return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Very cute artwork. Next up, we have Snakeskin Veil. So put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It gains hexproof until end turn. It can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control. Artwork, once again, is very cute. It's not super crazy or creepy. Man, that Dark Ritual. I want it so bad. So bad. Next up, we have dspark. Exile target permanent with converted mana cost 4 or greater. Very nice. So yeah, white-black, dspark. A lot of people know that. Alright, next up, we have electrolyze. So electrolyze deals 2 damage divided as you choose among 1 or 2 targets. Draw a card. The artwork on this one is pretty lit. We have like a queen type situation. Very cool, very cool. I think one of the last cards. So we have Growth Spiral. Draw a card. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. Very nice, very nice. Next up, this one's very cool. Must be the same person that does the Demonic Tutor. Also, the Demonic Tutor has been spoiled, so it's not in here. I might post it at the end, I don't know. So we have Lightning Helix. So Lightning Helix deals 3 damage to any target and you gain 3 life. Once again, we have kind of what looks like the same character. The Inuyasha type character. This one, she's clothed differently in most of them. She looks like the same character. Very nice. And I believe the last card we're going to spoil for the Borderless Japanese Mystical Archive card. So next we have Putrify. So destroy target artifact or creature. It can't be regenerated. Once again, the artwork is just kind of, well, the lady is kind of whatever. But man, that dude, woo! Yeah, I want one of these too. That weird black Japanese smoke, the dude dying. Oh, very nice. Very nice. I cannot wait. Like I said, I believe these are going to be in English boxes. I could be 100% wrong. I know that Bad Boy Gaming, he's saying otherwise. He's saying that he thinks they're only going to be in Japanese boxes. And I have seen, like I use Card Kingdom, they are also selling Japanese boxes for a tad bit more. So maybe they will be in the Japanese boxes. But I assume you can find these in collector's boxes and maybe even set boxes. Like I said, there's 3 different variants. So only time's going to tell, or unless they've already announced something, I don't know. But there's a couple of these cards I'd like to pick up regardless. Once again, if you would like, I'd like you to join my giveaway. So check the description below. Very easy, free to join. Packs delivered directly to your door. All me. It's on me. YouTube is not a sponsor. So if you get mad at anybody, get mad at me. Like I said, I'm going to use a random comment picker to pick, so no favorites or anything like that. I will ship it anywhere in the world currently. And it's a lot of money. I've already done some contests. I've shipped stuff to, I want to say like England, but it wasn't England. So like the other side of the world. I've shipped stuff everywhere, so yeah. Other than that, check out Commander Wars for some Elder Dragon Highlander gameplay. Like I said, 3 of my friends, me and 2 of my friends are always playing, so there's some 3-player games, but we also have some 4-player games, some 5-player games. Also, lots of decks on the channel, so all sorts of stuff. There's definitely something for somebody out there if you're interested. So yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful day, night, evening, afternoon, and I'll see you later.